Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Mogbe.
I am Taya Salam. Many thanks for joining us again. All right, this is what the show looks like. We're starting off in the English Premier League, where once again, senior man Kelechi Iheanacho was on target for Leicester City. This time was against Crystal Palace and a 2-1 victory. That's his 10th Premier League goal in his last 10 games.
Interesting. And 14, the last 14.
Ridiculous form.
Hot
from
streak
Kelechi
he is
Iheanacho.
right now. Okay, the UEFA Champions League semi-finals get underway this weekend, and the first leg will be starting Chelsea to visit Real Madrid. And of course, the pre-match questions, you know what, usually focus on the Super League and the Champions League.
Well, we are still talking about the Super League. There's a big match on our hands
coming up today.
Tonight between the most successful UEFA Champions League side as well as one of the best teams in Europe and in the Premier League, Chelsea. That's what I'm going to be focusing on.
Okay.
Tonight.
For yourself. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And Real Madrid will be chasing first win over Chelsea when they host them tonight.
Also on the show this time in the NBA, where the Phoenix Suns were able to halt and stop the New York Knicks in their track. They ended their 9th straight victory yesterday. That was by the Phoenix Suns, ending the 9-game winning streak of the New York Knicks.
So it's finally over. And that of Wizard was also ended. All the big teams
a couple
actually
of
lost.
streaks ended.
Jazz, all of them. But 76ers snapped their own losing streak. We're not starting with NBA this morning. Quickly, we start off with, talked about the Olympics, right? Tokyo Games.
Yeah.
And of course, D Tigress, yes, they're preparing and all the players have been talking tough. I mean, the latest happens to be Nicole. Nicole is a power forward for the D Tigress. She was also part of the team that were in Atlanta, but she couldn't make it to the last tournament that D Tigress participated in, talking about the FIBA World Cup, where they had a very fantastic performance. But Nicole this morning has been talking about the fact that she's going to provide a whole lot of headache. When I mean headache, positive one for Coach Hughley, simply because of what they've done so far, the ability of these players, the kind of players that we have, 14 that that he has chosen after that trials, after the camp they had in Atlanta, preparing for the Olympic Games. So, for the first time, we're having the men and women basketball team participating in the Olympic Games, and all eyes obviously on basketball, the team sports that are going to the Olympics. Let's take a listen to the versatile forward talking about Enabosi Nicole, talking about her preparations for the Tokyo Games.
I've always watched the team, even when I wasn't able to play with them. And I think I can bring to the table defense. I'm a very handsy player and love stealing the ball and playing full court defense. I also think I can bring some versatility and matchup problems, as I am looked at as a big guard but a small post. So I play the 3, 4, and 5 position. Honestly, I don't think there are that many changes from the 2018 team to the current team. Both teams were filled with really easygoing, easy to talk to girls, and the coaching staff for both teams were really helpful. I had a great experience both years and learned a lot. So yeah, both teams are really great.
Yeah, Nicole was the only new face in camp when they were in Atlanta, but she was able to blend with all the other experienced players. Remember, Nigeria is grouped in a very tough group. USA, France, and Japan. These are the teams the D Tigress will have to tackle before they can get out from the group stage and even think of getting a medal at the Tokyo Games. Hopefully, they should be able to do Nigerians proud. Okay, we're now 3 from 2 to 3. We have Shemilore Adenekon joining us this morning. Shemilore, good morning. It's good to have you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, guys. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you, Shemi. And
straight to the NBA.
Yeah, straight to the NBA, right?
All right. You want to say something about D Tigress? I mean, the chances at the Olympics, USA, France, and Japan, it's going to be tough.
I'm more interested in how the Olympics, how they're going to be able to stage this with about 15,000 athletes competing at once. That's what's really trying to get me from the Olympics. But yeah, Tigress.
All right, let's go to the basketball now, NBA, and let's give you the results of the games that were played last night and early this morning. 11 games, right? It's a full packed schedule in the NBA. Those are the results for you. Shemi's going to help us with some analysis. Let's start with the Hawks against the Pistons. They ended 100-86 in favor of Detroit. Jeremy Grant leading the way with 18 points in that victory. The Lakers finally got the win in 3, 114-103 over the Orlando Magic. Dennis Schroeder, 13 points of 21 in the fourth quarter. The Thunder... Sorry?
I said the worst team in the East.
Yeah, well, you could say that.
Yeah.
The 76ers defeated the OKC Thunder 121-90. Joel Embiid 21 points on the night. This massive, ridiculous matchup between the Spurs and the Wizards ended 146-143. Looks more like an all-star game.
Yeah.
I mean, no defense played whatsoever in that one.
It was just end to end. Considering both teams got to past 140 points end to end.
Remarkable stuff.
Russell Westbrook with the triple-double as usual. Bradley Beal with 45 points. It was a good game. It's a highlight reel of a game.
Yeah.
Highlight reel. DeMar DeRozan 37.
You can say that again. Yeah. All right. Let's go on to the Suns and the Knicks. Ended 118-110. That was a star game of the day. We'll come back to that shortly, Shemi, of proper analysis. There's also the Cavs losing against the Toronto Raptors 96-112. Was Pascal Siakam leading the way for Toronto, while Isaac Okoro top scored for the Cavs. The Bulls
better than what they did the last time.
Was that Isaac?
Remember when they had 10-2-2. Yeah. But at least they had more points now. That's my
20
point.
points.
Yeah, 20 points. It's better than the 10-2-2 he had the last time.
Fair enough. The Bulls defeated the Miami Heat 110-102. No game time for Al Farouk Aminu in that particular match. The Timberwolves just a 1-point victory over the Utah Jazz 105-104. The Clippers were beaten soundly by the Pelicans 120-103, and the Grizzlies lost against the Denver Nuggets 96-120. Last but not the least, the Mavs lost against the Sacramento Kings 106-113.
And that's the Mavs that actually swept the Lakers.
Right.
Yes. Timberwolves sweeping the Jazz this season, the series. This is really funny.
NBA maths doesn't add up.
It doesn't at all.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
Who could have thought about that?
All right.
Sweeping the Jazz.
Let's start with the Lakers first of all, right?
Okay.
There was no better time for the Lakers to play the Orlando Magic. Last in the East, I think.
The worst record in the East.
The worst record in the East. And the Lakers, I think they would have gone 3 losses in there, and a 3 losing streak right now.
Yeah,
they really needed to win a game. With AD coming back, he played in one of the matches against Luka. Played in one of the matches got 16 minutes. And he lost. And they lost. He's rusty. He's coming back off what could be a serious injury. Hopefully not. And with Lakers fans worried because how soon is LeBron coming back with the playoffs coming up soon? They're 5th position now, so they've lost home court advantage when it comes to the playoffs. But their third pieces, so Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, are really putting in the points and trying to carry this team over the line for when LeBron comes back. So hopefully LeBron comes back soon because it's heating up in the West. It's really heating up in the West.
You can say that again.
The position not looking good at all.
Yeah, I mean they've really slid down the table.
Yes, since LeBron and AD
went down.
And you've seen the likes of the Utah Jazz without Donovan Mitchell really still
struggling,
cementing, but they're still cementing first place. So it can be done. It can be done. But everybody else is cooking up in the West, so the Lakers really need to start finding form again.
Exactly.
Just take a look at, the Jazz are 44-17, the Suns 43-10. So it's going to be hard for the Lakers to even catch up.
Yeah,
I
think
the
Lakers will be chasing the Nuggets. I think who is in 4th.
Yeah, 4th. Yeah.
Who's in 4th, but just to get the home court advantage. But I think the Lakers, if they finish in 5th, they'll be fine, knowing that they've got the chemistry on the court like other teams like the Clippers have, and like you have that Utah have, and the boys in the East as well. So all in all, they just need to get playing and get cohesive again rather than finishing 4th.
Yeah. All right. So in the absence of LeBron James, Dennis Schroeder finished with 21 points on the night. Talking about Anthony Davis himself, made just 8 all 15 shots on the night in 31 minutes. So gradually his minutes
Yeah.
are going up,
Finding form.
game by game and all of that. So let's take a listen now to AD, what he had to say after that very important victory against the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, our second quarter was terrible on both ends of the floor. We're still trying to, figure things out. But like you said, to be able to blow that lead and then, still able to win this game, still able to figure it out on the fly, in-game adjustments and everything like that. It's a good sign. We're still, competing on both ends of the floor. This team made some tough shots. It's always, tough to win in this league, but especially when we're trying to build our chemistry, so it kind of puts us behind the 8 ball even more. But, we're still figuring it out. And the good thing about it, we're able to get a win while doing so. But it'll come around.
Anthony Davis finishing with 18 points on the night for the Lakers in that 114-103 victory over the Orlando Magic. Let's move on now to New York. MSG to be precise. The New York Knicks were riding a 9-game winning streak going into that game against the Phoenix Suns,
When
right?
was the last time we had New York Knicks riding on a high?
Can't remember 2014.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
2013, I think.
Yeah,
14,
13, yeah.
It's a long time
2013.
ago. And it's always great to see the New York Knicks are winning. It's good for the NBA. Anyways, back to this game, 9-game win streak on their home court against the Phoenix Suns. And
that's hot snacks.
And the Suns had other
Yeah.
ideas on the night, winning that game 118-110. Very competitive game.
So like you said, it's always good to see. It's not even always because they never really win. So it's good to see the Knicks now becoming a competitive team, a well-drilled and a well-run team.
Right.
But let's get one thing straight. This loss to the Suns, although it's a loss, it's not bad. Knicks fans are still happy because they've come off a 9-winning.
Yeah.
They could have made it 10. They've come off a 9-winning streak. They've got a team that plays well, even though it seems like it's Julius Randle or bust. It's not, because when they need to spread the points, like today, like last night, Julius Randle got 18, RJ Barrett 17, Derrick Rose 22. When they need to spread the points, they can spread the points. They're good defensively, and a well-drilled team. And it's happy. I would say it's happy days in New York, even though they just lost to the Suns. But they're in the 4th seed in the East. They would have bit your hand off if you took this at the start of the season. They would have never imagined to be in this position.
Exactly. And that's why it's happy days. Really, this is the most exciting time for Knicks fans in a very long time.
Even for New York, because it's an exciting time for New York basketball, because Brooklyn Nets, traditionally a newly run team, moved from New Jersey. Not really basketball. They've been starved of sports. They've been starved. Really, the Giants in the NFL was really all they had in New York. But the Yankees.
Well. The Yankees, yeah.
But basketball is really, really exciting right now in New York. So good. It's good for the city. It's good
for the city indeed. And one thing about the New York Knicks is the fact that they're well coached outside. Tom Thibodeau, when he made that move to New York, in the off season, I was very
excited, or you were thinking or afraid for him.
I was very excited. Okay, this could just be the turning point for the Knicks, and it's turned out to be so, and they're having a great time. Anyways, let's talk about the Suns. The Suns as well too, second in the West. The going great guns that we saw them in the bubble last season.
And they just continued from that.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just a fluke at all.
That wasn't a fluke at all.
To be honest, I thought it was a fluke. For quite a while, you've seen the Suns being one of the weakest teams in the NBA over the last, I'd say, 5 seasons. You've seen them be pretty weak.
Yeah.
So when Devin Booker was lighting it up in, was it the playing games?
Yeah,
the playing games.
It was the bubble, yeah.
Yeah, the bubble, thank you. The bubble last season. I was thinking, wow, okay, maybe it's just everyone catches a great bit of form.
Yeah, that's
But now
so
they've added
Exactly.
They've added Chris Paul now. The experience, and he's guiding Devin Booker now. So they're able to spread the points. Devin Booker now is able to get more points, not just facilitate the game, but be able to hand off some responsibility to Chris Paul, and it works. It works over there.
Absolutely.
So interesting to see them when it comes crunch time in the playoffs.
It's very interesting to see. Right now, they're second in the West. Let's listen to Devin Booker now speaking after yesterday's win.
It's insurance. I think he was guarded well on most of those possessions, and it's just one of those things you can't do anything about it. And that's Chris Paul, and he makes those plays, and you just have to bow your head to him. Because it's that level of focus, that level of intensity, that will to win. You can't teach that, and that's something that's contagious throughout our team that starts with him. He says we're going to fight. Obviously we knew this was going to be a dog fight beginning to end. And we had split the trip so far, so we wanted to, turn an okay trip into a good trip. So anytime you go on the road and come back with a winning record, especially with the lineup that we had these 5 games, is big for us moving forward. And, we still know what, we're up against once we arrive home also.
There you go, Devin Booker, after scoring 33 points for the Suns in the win over the New York Knicks. Of course, Chris Paul as well finished with 20 points, including the final 7 points on the night. All right, so that's it for the NBA. That's in terms of the results. Let's quickly talk about the guys that stood out for their different teams, starting with DeMar DeRozan.
37. Yeah, when you have such a high-scoring game, so you expected so many players to be on that. How many of them from that particular game between the Washington Wizards and the San Antonio Spurs are on this list? How many?
2 of them.
Just 2, okay, yeah.
Because there's also Bradley Beal.
There's also Bradley Beal,
well.
and who else?
All right, let's move on from DeMar DeRozan to Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets. They're going to need this guy to step up now that our guy is injured, Murray. So that's exactly what he did. 31 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Next up is Jimmy Butler. Unfortunately, it was a loss for Miami, 33, 8, and 5. Also making the list is Bradley Beal, of course, 45 points in a losing effort for the Washington Wizards. And last but not the least is Devin Booker, 33, 4, and 3 for the Suns in their own victory over the Knicks. That's it for the NBA, Cecilia. Let's get on with the show now. Let's go to Cameroon.
Yeah, what's happening? MMA, right? The mixed martial art to get us talking now is the heavyweight category. Yes, we know there's no Nigeria in the heavyweight. Yeah. You have the middleweight, and of course you have
the welterweight.
And the welterweight, where you have Israel Adesanya, and of course the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. No matter what anyone is going to say about that. Talking about Kamaru Usman. But this time we're talking about Ngannou. Now, Ngannou is actually in the camp of Kamaru Usman right now. So he was with him all through when he was, when he was finishing off the noisemaker and then put him where he belonged. But for Ngannou, he returns to Cameroon, Douala, precisely the state's capital, where he was given a rouser welcome.
I mean, look at
he's
that.
a hero.
Yeah.
He is a hero.
Wow.
Beautiful to see champions spread across Africa.
Yeah.
Well, in West Africa, to be specific, it's beautiful to see this. And interestingly enough, some people are trying to say, oh, would Kamaru want to step up and face Adesanya?
No,
Kamara said no. He said it's not doing that.
no.
Yeah, I said the whole lot of time.
They're trying to divide us. He said no.
We can.
So,
I'd rather 2 Nigerians with 2 belts and 1 Nigerian with 2 belts.
2 belts. Yes,
exactly
that's what he said.
So,
That's what he said.
anyways, back to this guy. What a story.
Yeah,
this is what you call
Francis,
a fairy tale story. Rags to riches, proper one. What he's been through it all. Born into poverty, rejected access to Europe 12 times, arrived in Spain, went to jail for 2 months, was homeless in Paris. Eventually, he made his way to America and signed for the UFC in 2015. And 6 years later, he's got that gold, that UFC gold hanging on his shoulders. It's just a remarkable story. And Francis Ngannou, what an inspiration for every other, African out there that you can actually achieve your dreams.
Yeah, at 34, I mean, just look at the heroes welcome. He had total 19. How many wins? 16, knockout 12, submission 4, losses 3, and unanimous decision 6. That's a historic one for this guy. So wherever you are, obviously you can definitely make your dream come true.
Absolutely.
Just keep pushing. Go
Gotta
on
keep
a break.
pushing.
When we come back, Champions League is next. Welcome back. Of course, we talk about the fact that UEFA's Champions League is tonight. The semi-finals, first leg starts tonight, and Real Madrid and Chelsea will be in action. So talk to us about that. What you think? Will Real Madrid be able to beat Chelsea for the first time, or beat Zinedine Zidane beating Thomas Tuchel for the first time? He's never beaten him before. So talk to us about that. That will get us talking this morning. Also, the fact that Kelechi Iheanacho, senior Michaels, is the hottest streak right now in England. I mean, he just can't stop scoring. Rescued Leicester City last night against a Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace scored early, but Kelechi Iheanacho, he got the goal. Will he be the highest goal scorer? Right now, he's the highest scorer for Leicester City, right? 17 goals in all competition. Okay, only Harry Kane has been involved in more goals than him. That's a good place to be. We're talking about Kelechi Iheanacho, who until February, he wasn't even having a Premier League goal. Interesting. So talk to us about Kelechi Iheanacho this morning. But that's where we start off before we talk about the Champions League. The game last night, Monday Night Football, just one game, Leicester City and Crystal Palace. And as I mentioned earlier, Wilfred Zaha scored first, and Kelechi Iheanacho, had to score the winning goal, just 80th minute, almost. It was a late goal. Let's into the game. After he had an assist earlier. Okay, to cancel Wilfred Zaha's opening goal.
What more can we say about Kelechi Iheanacho, Shemi? Like Cecilia said, this guy until March day 22 didn't even have a goal in the Premier League. That was against Fulham. That was his very first goal. And since then, it's been 10 in his last 10 games.
This turn of
what a turnaround.
This turnaround is beautiful, and I'm so happy it's one of our own.
Of course.
It's actually because when Iheanacho first came at Man City, we were very, very excited. There was a crop of young strikers. We all did in our rooms when we were discussing. We did who's the best: Iheanacho, Martial, Rashford, and Jesus. And it was quite an interesting conversation. And if you see the trajectory of the other three players compared to him, it's like, oh, he didn't get anywhere near his potential. I just pray he keeps this. He can't keep this form, but I pray he doesn't have too much of a purple patch, because this is the first time in a while, or in his senior career, where he started this amount of games. And when you're a striker, you need to be able to know your manager has trust in you, knowing you're starting week in, week out, rather than just playing 5 minutes there, last 20 minutes. Because every chance then, you're under pressure. But when you know, like the goal he scored was Ronaldo-esque.
Oh, you mean Messi-esque?
Messi-esque.
That's more like it.
Okay, Messi-esque, That was the standard of the goal he scored. And only a striker with confidence, high in confidence, does that, attempt that at that time.
Which is beautiful.
Which is beautiful. I mean, Cecilia, as early as December, we sat here and talked about the career of Kelechi Iheanacho. What's happening, stagnated, seems not to be going anywhere, wasn't getting games for Leicester, in the Premier League especially.
And you remember that game? I think what actually prompted that debate was the game against Manchester United, where he was brought in and he had like a clear chance, like he couldn't even.
Cecilia almost lost her head. Like, what is going on with this guy?
He was turning around. Confidence. He looked heavy. He was heavy. Very heavy. But now. And it looked like he wasn't taking it seriously. Honestly, it looked like he wasn't serious about his football. But now it's just a breath of fresh air to watch him, and the confidence. And it's going to be good for Nigeria, for the Super Eagles. Hopefully he transforms that form there.
I think he's obviously doing that. Because the good thing is when he's not scoring, he's assisting. So he's an all-rounder. Unlike the Kelechi that we used, sometimes we just see him walking on the pitch. He's not hungry. But you could see the hunger, the zeal, and everything. And when he was interviewed after the game concerning Leicester's push for Champions League, I mean, he paused a little bit. Like, he was really enjoying the moment. He wasn't thinking about the next step, but just enjoy every moment, staying focused, and which is really key for every striker.
All right, so, of course, we're hoping Kelechi Iheanacho continues with this remarkable form until the end of the season, as well as bring it back home as well for the Super Eagles of Nigeria as they prepare to qualify for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. From Kelechi Iheanacho, let's go to another Nigerian who seems to have found form, finally seems to have overcome all the issues, especially off the field. I'm talking about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen as well was in action for Napoli and scored the second goal in their victory against Torino. For Victor Osimhen now, that's his 5th goal in his last 9 games. So that's a good form as well too for the Under-17 World Cup winner.
I'm so happy he's found form, because unlike Kelechi, he was bought for big money.
Oh, massive.
When you're bought for big money, there's question marks. Always, constantly. So we've seen it in the Premier League every week. So when we're seeing him go for, was it about 70 million euros?
70, yep.
Yeah, 70 million euros. They're questioning, okay, when is our investment going to reap what we've sold? So now he's finally finding form. I just like Kelechi. I hope he keeps this run going, because Serie A right now is cooking up. You've got about 3 or 4. They're all battling for second, third, fourth, fifth. About between 1 or 2 points separating about 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah,
So that Champions League sport.
Yes, in that sweet Champions League spot. So I'm very, very happy he's now finding form when the home straight of the season when it comes to crunch time.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, I mean, Napoli, if you check their position, they're third on the log, which is really key, which is good. I mean, look at Juve. Juve are fourth. So if they continue like this, they will definitely nick that Champions League spot.
3 teams on 66 points in Serie A. With Juventus, if Juventus slip out of fourth place, Pirlo, he's probably going to go. AC Milan went from second to fifth within this. Second to fifth within the space of. Within the match, I think they lost to Lazio. They lost to Lazio.
3-0.
Yeah,
they lost 3-0 to Lazio. So that's why they dropped.
So that's why they dropped as well. So it's really hooking up there. It's really hooking up there in Serie A as well.
But we know Inter Milan, the title is just for them to lose 7-9.
That's done.
The closest is on 68.
Yes.
Okay, 33 matches already gone. Well, the good thing is we hope to see Victor Osimhen in the Champions League next season.
That's it.
Continue with this form, and we'll have many Nigerian players playing in Champions League next season.
Yeah, why not?
We have Leicester.
Yeah.
Good, right?
I mean,
happy times here again. And Watford gaining promotion, so having our assistant captain playing in the Champions
Premier League.
In the Premier League, not in Champions.
It's a bit of a shame that AFCON is done in 2021 as well, because that would have been, who knows?
Yeah, don't worry, how many months do we have? It's in January next year, so how many months do you have? So there's still time. So all they have to do is consistency, continue with that form, and these guys will definitely be as hot as they are right now. It's just trick. I mean, Osimhen's goal was another beauty to watch. I mean, he just went on and got that goal. Yeah, Messi X or Ronaldo X. Yeah, it wasn't
that was Ronaldo X.
That was Ronaldo X.
That was Ronaldo X, because he got the ball in midfield.
It just went on.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't going to miss it.
It
was calm, focused. And
it wasn't the smooth as of finishing.
No, it wasn't.
From where he picked the ball up. So
that's interesting.
Got to give him credit for that.
Right, let's leave Nigerian players and go straight to the UEFA Champions League. The first semi-final, between Chelsea and Real Madrid, will be decided today. And, all the talks about can Real Madrid beat Chelsea is a big question. We know Hayden Hazard is returning after a long time. But first, to talk about Thomas Tuchel. And Thomas Tuchel has been talking about this game. Chelsea, Real Madrid, Chelsea. What are the chances? This is a game where you want to just put your money in the pockets.
Yes, you're not betting on this game. You're not going to bet on this game. And like you said, with Thomas Tuchel, I have to give, as an Arsenal fan, I have to give credit where credit is due.
I got the London rivalry.
Yeah, I have to give credit where credit is due, because everyone was looking at this West Ham game. Everyone's looking at this West Ham game and thinking they go to East London this weekend and it's going to be a tough game.
Right.
But 1-0, winning 1-0, sorry, with Werner missing when it should have been 2 or could have been 3. Credit to Thomas Tuchel, because he got his tactics right. Moving Aspilicueta to right wing back, then playing Christensen in the 3 at the back, just to nullify the threat of Jesse Lingard, shows that he's a tactician. So him going into this Real Madrid match, he's really thought out what he's going to do. He's really here and knows that, okay, Vinicius on that left wing, or if they play Hazard, or I think it's going to be a chess match between Zidane and Tuchel.
Chess match. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Chess match on the football pitch. I mean, lots of credit to Thomas Tuchel coming in mid-season that way and totally transforming Chelsea into Champions League and semi-finalists, FA Cup finalists, top 4 contenders. Deserves a lot of credit. But Real Madrid, there's a reason why they've won this competition 13 times, and there's a reason why they have a coach who's won it how many times? 3 times. So always going to be a tough match. Let's get the pre-match thoughts now. This time around coming from Thomas Tuchel, as well as Christian Pulisic.
But it's if you arrive in semi-final in Champions League. But like I said, we should not expect crazy things from us, but the same again on the highest level. The good thing is we have the experience together. We had tough matches, tight matches, very important matches in Premier League and FA Cup. So we feel that it's a good moment to play this match, and we want to play hungry. We want to play adventurous. And maybe a bit of a lack of experience in semi-final to compensate with hunger and enthusiasm.
Yeah, I think the key is going to be having a really good start to the match and showing our energy right from the start and showing that we're ready for this competition. They're obviously going to be calm and experienced, but we have to be, in that same way. And obviously, as the game goes on, we see the way that they play, and we'll have to, whether it's adjustments or just sticking to our plan and our style is the most important thing. So I'm not too concerned about, how they might line up. Obviously, they have good players, so it's going to be a tough task for us, whichever formation they might go out with.
There you go, Christian Pulisic, speaking ahead of tonight's match against Real Madrid. And that game as well, too, I was likely to see the return of Eden Hazard. He came back over the weekend as well, so he played a few minutes. It's safe to say that the move to Madrid hasn't gone according to plan for this brilliant footballer on his day. But perhaps this is the game where he might actually, start to repay all that money that they, used to transferring.
The tactician that Zidane is, I don't think Hazard will start.
Okay.
I honestly don't, because I think.
But that's the story that he's
really?
going to start.
Oh, you think he's going to start? Okay, and if he does, I want him to, because we want to see the best players on the pitch. That's what the Champions League is about. But if he does start, I'll be quite wary, because we played Real Betis on the weekend. I think it ended 0-0. Came on. Didn't do much.
Yep.
He's not on form right now, and that's fine, because he's just come back from injury and he's just been in and out of the team as well. But I don't expect him to do much in this. This is a big match. It's not about, the sentiment of Hazard coming back to Chelsea. Real Madrid are here to do business. This is their competition. They're the most experienced team right now left in the tournament.
Right.
So I expect Zidane. It's rumored he's going to start. Yeah. I don't expect him to start.
I was surprised if it starts as well, too, because for someone who hasn't played for a long time, just throwing him into the deep end in this kind of game, I think it's going to be too much. So I expect Zidane to go ahead and start with Vinicius Junior, Benzema, and Asensio, perhaps in the front three. But fingers crossed that we'll see tonight if Eden Hazard gets a start.
But the thing is, we still know that players like Sergio Ramos, Lucas Vazquez, Afelan Mendy, and Federico Valverde, these guys will not be available for him. So it's more like, Chelsea should have the advantage of this one. Because when you don't have a Sergio Ramos at Real Madrid, especially when they're playing the Champions League, it's always very, very difficult. It seems to be the player who puts everything together, more like the nucleus of the team.
The midfield, Real Madrid's midfield, they need to dominate this game as they did in the
against Liverpool.
The quarterfinals before, because, like you said, their defense is quite weak. I know Varane's back right now, so Varane and Militao probably.
Militao.
But there's no, like you said, there's no Mendy. Nacho will fill out in left back. The centre midfield, Cruz is coming back as well. The centre midfield, the central, the
trio.
The trio of Asensio, Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric is going to be very, very important in this game.
Is that a better trio?
There's no better trio than those.
But we know Lucas Modric is not as smart and fast as he used to be.
Oh, come on, Cecilia. How did you watch him against Liverpool?
Come on. That was against Liverpool.
That's the second one, because you went for my boy Isaac Okoro earlier in the Cavs, and I let you off. But Modric, come on.
Doesn't need to be fast. It's right here.
Just do it right there. Okay, quickly, before we leave the Champions League, I mean, the new formats, everyone has been talking about it. I remember when people were talking about the Super League.
Everyone has not been talking about it because it was gone under the radar.
The Super League, right?
Exactly.
The Super League. Okay, everyone has not been talking about it. And the only tweet I read about that was a Manchester City player.
Gundogan.
Who actually tweeted and said, look, people are fighting over the Super League. The Champions League new format.
Right.
No one is thinking about the players.
He's right.
And right now you're having Thomas Tuchel also talking about this, that he feels it's not a good thing. So he's not happy about the new format because players will have to play so many games.
I'm not sure. I'm not. If maybe I start with this. I'm not sure if I like it because I can only see more games out of it, and more games in a schedule that we have. It's very hard for me to be excited at all, and all these discussions about Super League made forget that we have now a new format of Champions League very soon. Did they ask any coach about this? I don't think so. They did not ask me. Did they ask any player about it? I don't think so. So we have so many new formats, and we have a Nations League, and we have a new, I think, World Championship for clubs coming soon. We have so many new stuff and so much more games, and we have more teams in the European Championship in summer. It's just more games. This is not more quality. It's just more games. Who should play these games? And at the same time, we have three substitutes here in Premier League in the toughest competitions. No, I'm not happy about this format, not at all.
Not at all.
Now,
this is going to get everyone talking right now because when the Super League came, you guys are selfish, you guys are this. And then under the radar, while that was going on, of course, that reforms that UEFA have been talking about since last season, they announced it. And no one was talking about that. And even when Zinedine Zidane came for his press conference, people were still asking him questions concerning the Super League. There's Real Madrid, Barcelona are still left in that Super League and all. But then this new format, the one he's talking about, and it's going to start next season. Right? 2024. Next 2 seasons. After this season, the next one.
It will come quickly. Don't think it's a long time.
It's not a long time. It's going to come quickly. So you're not thinking about the players and what they're going to put in.
Like you said, Sila, this is the case of the lesser of two evils. And we were blinded by the Super League.
I wasn't blinded.
Okay. I wasn't. Let me speak for me. I was blinded by the significance of the Super League because what they proposed was catastrophic, and it was enormous. It was an enormous change.
True.
But now, if we focus on the Champions League, the new format, it's horrendous. I think they moved from 125 games to 225 games. You're going to play 10 more. You're going to play 4 more group stage matches. You're going to dilute the tournament by adding 4 new teams, which was an issue with the Super League. What the heads of footballs said, why they proposed the Super League is because we want to get rid of irrelevant matches. Champions League format adds more irrelevant matches, even adds more games because there's going to be playoffs between the 4th and 5th, between some of the other teams that come outside the top 8 or something like that.
To get into the round of 16.
To get into the round of 16. So you're adding more games, and these players are human. I think we always, because of the money involved in football, we forget these players are human. They have families. They have body. They have muscles as well. They're really, already we see Klopp every week complaining about the congenuous fixture list. And you're adding to this in 2024. I don't think it's fair. And they're not even being consulted.
Yeah, that's it. But it was a discussion among major clubs across Europe. That wasn't, kind of a secretive like the way Super League was. It was like a consensus among the top owners of clubs.
But
coaches and players, coaches and players were not part of it. It was the owners of the club that were part of. That's the difference between that. And you see why the Super League was just within them. Them. When I mean within
What's the
them.
difference?
No, within them.
The coaches and the players didn't know about the Super League. They didn't know about this as well.
I'm saying the UEFA wasn't involved in that. That's about them. But this, you have the UEFA and the owners of the club and management of the clubs involved.
Yes.
But the coaches and players were not involved. So it's more like, okay, same thing.
It's different, but I understand what you mean. It's just, in both cases, the players and the coaches are left out.
Are left out of it. And these are the guys
that really put seats on bums and put bums on seats. Seats on bums.
So more games, of course, means more money, right? More, and all of that. And that's one of the major problems that these clubs are having right now. They want more money. And more money means players will get bigger wages and all of that. And if these same players are now complaining about playing many games, how are they supposed to maintain their big salaries and their agent fees and all of those things? You can't have your cake and eat it. And that's why it's a squad game, right? So the coaches will have to, make good use of the entire squad. As simple as that.
Make it larger. It's not simple as that. You know that.
Let me be fair.
On a break, after this, we'll be looking at the papers and also reading some of your tweets. Time to take some tweets before we look at the papers. I'll start with AGK Eze. He says, Real Madrid have all it takes to win over 2 legs in the UEFA Champions League semis, and I stand behind my club, Chelsea. Congratulations to senior man Kelechi Iheanacho and Victor Osimhen for their on-field performance. Nigeria to the world. I love that. Okay, Onishon Paul, yeah, he's on a lighter note. Kelechi Iheanacho should give all the Super Eagles players the soap he used to bathe. His form is out of this world. It's good to win EPL Player of the Year with this form. Yeah, if he continues like that. And Sean Paul also continues to say that. I went for that. Kelechi Iheanacho, aka senior man, is brewing a confidence. He is in the best form of his career, and he needs to believe in himself and keep working hard. This is good for Nigeria.
Very good for Nigeria. Law Alpha, you're still talking. Kelechi is getting a lot of attention this morning. That was a fantastic goal from the senior man Kels last night, and there's no stopping this guy from scoring. I heard Chelsea are coming for him next season. Can you substantiate? No, we've not heard anything about that. It's very unlikely.
Yeah, very unlikely. Chelsea are looking at Haaland if they're even going to get any player in their fold. And Joseph Amenagawa says, incredible form for Iheanacho, the king of the King Power Stadium. I love that. It's going to be tough. Real Madrid versus Chelsea game tonight. Madrid should take this one.
Shea Joseph, he's talking about Kelechi Iheanacho. Obviously, Kelechi Iheanacho is in the top form. Is in top form at the moment, but we can't deny the fact that Brendan Rodgers also has played a crucial role in this guy's current form. We saw when he was at City. Pep didn't have the patience. Didn't fancy him too much, shipped him out. Struggled initially at Leicester, but now it's bided his time. He's gotten the opportunity, and it seems there's no looking back.
No, and like it's Brendan. Yeah, we have to give some credit to Brendan Rodgers for showing the patience to really, and the trust in him. So, and we've seen this with Brendan Rodgers when he was at Liverpool, how he really has patience for the youngsters. I think maybe it was Sterling at that time. Yes, it was Sterling at that time. And it's good that he's finally found form under him, because he works with him, works on. Because part of football is not just the skill. It's a lot of it to do with the confidence and your morale. Yeah. So it's good that it's really helped him find his confidence. But yes, that's a good tweet to give some credit to Brendan Rodgers.
Okay. Amy says, Kelechi is flying the Nigerian flag very high. Congrats to him. I think that's much we can take from the tweets now.
I'll just take a couple more before we go to the papers. I'll have some few minutes for the paper. Noble Flyer Man. Kelechi Iheanacho has a rich vein of form. Is now exceptional. He should keep it up. And I see PSG versus Real Madrid final. Okay, we'll see about that. The UEL is also coming to Old Trafford, as Roma will be beating home and away United forever. All right, we'll see about that as well. Last but not the least, Adedeji Olarinwaju, I will get a message as well to the new Champions League format to you. Is going to wear the players out, especially years after, especially in a year when they have to play international football. You wishing Chelsea all the best tonight against Real Madrid.
Okay, I'll just take this last one coming from Joseph Umo. He says, Chelsea is the dark horse in this season's Champions League.
I like that description.
Okay, Real Madrid should watch out tonight. We'll see if they will be the dark horse in the Champions League. Okay, papers, I'll start with Sporting Life here. Okay, Sporting Life here. You have Eden Hazard. He's ready to push on. That's Sporting Life, the first paper. Tuchel not happy with UEFA Champions League format here. We talked about that earlier. And Bayern agreed terms with Nagelsmann. So it simply means Tottenham should start looking for another coach. It was always going to go to Bayern.
They never stood a chance.
Yeah, they didn't stand a chance at all.
They never.
Because his house is very close to Munich, and his family, they are all there. And once you leave me, he's German.
Once Bayern calls and you're German, you have to go.
And there's usually patience with the hierarchy of Bayern Munich compared to Chelsea. 6 months you're not getting results, you're out of a job. So good one for Nagelsmann. Ken will stay at Tottenham. That's what Harry Redknapp. Is it Harry Redknapp or who is saying that?
Where is it?
Ken will stay at Tottenham.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed. He's got a contract, so we'll see if anyone comes in.
And with friend Didi is sending a message to those who are describing him as Kante. He says he's not. He's just Ndidi. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
And Andre Olandi says Chukwueze is dangerous, says he's such an exciting player. As we all know that, he also needs to reach his full potential. He's better than how he is right now, we know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
We know
Still
that.
room for improvement, no doubts.
So Varane is not going anywhere. He's 100% committed to Real Madrid. For those clubs trying to get him,
Let him sign the contract.
Sign it then. Yeah.
He hasn't signed the
I've seen
contract.
it years and years with players saying, I'm committed, I'm committed.
Yeah.
Sign it.
that's what is
Sign the
important.
contract.
Yeah, put
That's
pen
it.
to paper
That's
and we'll
it.
be sure.
Exactly.
Sporting Sun is the last one from me before Taya will take over Complete Sports. Sporting Sun here, we have Osimhen, we have Ian Acho here. And 2022 World Cup qualifiers, Raw list Igalo in a 50-man list. Sometimes you ask me how these guys getting their stories from.
Yeah.
But it's not from here, it's not from us, it's from Sporting Sun. That's the story you have. It's on page 6. So you can take a look at all the 50 players he has listed for the World Cup qualifiers.
50 players. Interesting. Anyways, let's go to Complete Sports now.
You guys are not even interested in this one. You feel
No, why it's still on,
absurd,
it's on Complete Sports as well too.
Okay.
So we'll probably get to it. That's the next paper we are taking a look at. Showdown in Madrid, and of course Chelsea versus Real. Trust Ekong, Watford promotion, one of the best days of my life. Since vindicated now, made that move from Udinese, and a lot of people were wondering, why is he going to the championship?
To go to the championship, but it was a well-calculated move.
Yeah.
And it paid off now, because now we're going to see him week in, week out at the top English level in the Premier League, just gaining experience, especially because Super Eagles, we're quite week defensively. Up front, we have a lot of talent,
Options.
but it's good for him to get experience in the Premier League now, playing week in, week out.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't go back because the owners of Watford, I don't know.
They
can have 6-7 managers in the season. Okay, exaggeration, but they've had 4 in the season.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Osimhen scores on 5th goal in 9 games for Napoli. Folarin Balogun pens nil Arsenal. Do you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm
What can
happy
you say about this guy?
I'm happy with that, and I pray a lot of this diaspora. I pray they come and play for Nigeria. I know it doesn't seem enticing. I knew you'd ask that question, because it doesn't matter if the system doesn't work or we're struggling in the airport because we haven't got visas or people aren't getting paid. It's bigger than that to me. It's the impact you have playing for Nigeria. It's what it means, rather than all these players. Firstly, all the Premier League players are millionaires. So with money and how you're looked after in the future, put that to one side. Honestly, I know it sounds to be selfless, but I'm asking them to be selfless and play for Nigeria.
Okay.
What if they're not good enough? Because that's always the bone of contention. Sometimes you just have a player because he was born in England, maybe he had one fantastic 4 or 5 games, and the clamour comes in. What if he is not good following Balogun?
I hear what you're saying.
The kind of players we have now, who can he really,
But here's the thing.
Place?
I don't think you're saying straight away.
I'm not saying straight away, but
that's not what he's saying.
But here's the thing. It's like they kind of say, okay, I'm not going to play for Nigeria, and okay, let me play for England.
Yeah.
And it's like, you think you could play for England? You might not even play for Nigeria, but England, a lot of them, I think who turned down, I think Fulham, Tosin Adebayo, what's his name? Adebayo. Fulham. He said he's not going to play for Nigeria because he wants to play for England. If Fikayo Tomori can't play for England, so you can't play for England.
That's the way it is. Okay, so guys, if you're good enough, you get to the Super Eagles. If you're not good enough, you stay where you are. You can't even get to the English national team. Shemilore, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me. I always have fun coming here.
I appreciate your time.
No problem.
All right, thank you guys for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a good day.
I am Taya Salam. Catch you again tomorrow.